Good morning, student. In this lecture we see the unit number 6. This unit is again for in your ends exam. This for 17 marks. The name of the unit is file handling and dictionaries. So first of all, what is file? So what is the definition of the file? So file is name, location on the disk to store the information. That means whatever the save on your secondary memory by using any drive, whether D drive, C drive or E drive, whatever the content you have to be saved by using any extensions. So all these extensions for saving the data purpose are called as the files. Now file is basically used to store the information permanently on secondary memory. Due to this, even if the computer is switched off, the data remains permanently on the secondary memory. That means whatever the save in your file, these are permanently saved, and when you turn off your computer, that the data of that particular file is not going to be deleted. So this is the main purpose to create the file, is to store the informations. Now every file is located by its path. This path begins at the root folder. In Windows it can C, D or E drive. That means we have to be save the different files by using the C drive, D drive or the E drive, and all these C:/, D:/, E:/, these are called as their root folders. C is the root folder, D is the root folder and E is the root folder of that particular files. Now the file path is also called as the path name. For example, C:/my Python program /displaystring.py is the path name. This is one of the example of the path name. Now in this path name, C:/ is a root folder in which the subfolder my Python program has a file, and in that again which we will say that the displaystring.py is the your file. The character slash is used in the path name is called as the delimiter. That means the whatever the slash in this path name, this slash is called as the delimiter. Now then we can see the another concept that is called as the relative path and the absolute path. So relative path means what? First of all we see the absolute path. What is the absolute path? Absolute path is complete path from the root directory. That means when you see the whole path from their root, these are called as the absolute path. For example, C:/my Python program /string /displaystring.py is the absolute path. Absolute path means the whole path from its root folder. This path is called as absolute path. And what about the relative path? Relative path means currently you are in which directory. From that directory to the particular file, that particular selective path is called as the relative path. For example, /string /displaystring.py can be a relative path. Now next point is types of the files. There are two types of file: text file and binary file. What do you mean by the text file? So text file means whatever the content that you have to be saved in the file, these are in the format of the text. These are in the format of the ASCII file format. Whatever the content that you have to be saved in the file, these are in the alphabet format, character format. Such content including in the file, these files are called as the text file. Now what about the binary file? So binary file means this file can containing the binary data, or we can say that this file contains the data that are encoded in a binary form. That means whatever the data is saved in this binary file, these are encoded by using a binary form. This data is mainly used to computer storage or for the processing purpose. The binary data can be word processing document, image, sound, spreadsheet, videos or any other executable program. That means whatever the executable programs that are saved on your computer, all the executable format is called as the binary file format. We can read the text file easily as the content of the text file are ordinary string, but we cannot easily read the binary file as the content are in an encoded form. So we can say that it is easy to read the text file because all the content in the textual format, in a string format, but binary file format we are not able to be read because these are encoded. So these are only used by the computer purpose. We cannot read the binary file format. Now then example of the we can see again the difference between text file and the binary file. So the question is going to be asked for in your end exam, the differentiate between text file and the binary form. So you have to be differentiate particularly. So whatever the extension of the text file. The extensions of the text file is .py or .text, and binary file format extensions, it is depending upon the application. That means the .exe format or some another format, that is depending upon the applications. Now there is something questions going to be asked in your exam. What is text file and binary file, and differentiate between text and binary file? Such type of question is going to be asked in your exam. Now opening the file. So basic concept is that whatever the file you have to be created in your particular root file folder is need to be open. So in a Python, to read any to open any file, there is one built-in functions in a Python. These are called as open, and after that there is one parenthesis that you have to be use here. What is the syntax to open the file? File underscore object is equal to open file underscore name comma mode. That means here file object is used as to handle the file. That means we can say that here is the name of the file also. File underscore object means that is we can say that just we have to be use here one variable to handling that particular functions. And after that open is a keyword to open particular file. After that in parentheses the name of the file that you want to be open, and then after that the mode, that means in which mode you want to be open that particular file. So this is the syntax to open the file. For example, here f is equal to open test.text. That means open which file? The name test.text, that is already saved into your particular drive, that you need to be given here. If the test.text is available into that particular drive, then that particular file is going to be open here. And after that comma mode, that means which mode you want to be open it. So there are the number of modes to open the file. Likewise the R mode, R means reading mode, W means writing mode, X means creation mode, A means appending mode, T means text mode, B means binary mode, and plus means operations opens a file for operation, that is reading and writing. So these are the modes in which you are able to be open the files. For example, F4 is equal to open test.text comma W. W means it is for the write mode, and RT means open a file for reading in a text mode. R means reading and T means text mode. So reading text modes. So one of the example is given, write a Python program to print the details of the file object. So F4 is equal to open test.text comma R plus print F4. So what will be happen here? You have to be use open the text.text into which mode? Reading mode plus reading and writing operations. So we have to be use this particular example. Now another concept, file object attributes. So when you open the files successfully, there are the number of object attributes are there. So there are basically, we see here the 3 object attributes are there for the file. These are the file object dot name. That means it returns the name of the file. File obj dot mode, it returns the mode of the file with which the file is open, and file obj dot close, it returns true if the file is closed, otherwise false. So these are the 3 object attributes, generally obj dot name, obj dot mode, obj dot close. One example is given here, write a Python program to display the values of the file object attributes. F4 is equal to open test.text, and this file open in a R plus mode. Print file name. Here is one loop is given here. If close is equal to true, print file is closed, else print file is open. Whatever the what exactly we have to be open, we are going to be open the file, that is, it is not a closed one, it is an open file. So whatever the file is open here, you have to be print that name of the file. So what is the name of the file? Name of the file is text.text. So automatically the file name is text.text, and file is open, it is not a close. So that's why if we enter into the loop, f.close is equal to true, file is closed. So this loop is not true, it is a false. So automatically we go here the else part, and file is open. So again the file is open is printed. And lastly, file mode is going to be a print. So which is the file mode? R plus is the mode. So file mode is R plus is print here. So here is the some review questions. Explain the file open method. Explain use of different file attributes in the Python. Such type of question is going to be asked. Now next operations that you have to perform on the file, this called as closing the files. So after performing all the operations, it is necessary to close the file. That means when after you open the file, it is required to close that file. So how to close the file? For closing the file, first of all it is required to open the file. So f4 is equal to open test.text comma rt and f4.close. For closing purpose there is one operation, inbuilt operation, that is called as a close. So f4.close and there is a one parenthesis. So after this automatically the file is, whatever the file is open, this automatically going to be closed. Now again another operation is called as reading the lines. So for reading the lines we must open the file in R mode and we must specify the correct file name which is to be read. So for reading purpose it is required to open the file in R mode. For example, inf is equal to open d colon double slash test.text. This is the name of the file and in which mode it is open. R means read and T means the whatever the text mode, that is called as the text format is going to be open. So inf dot read. So if we read this, if we execute this code, whatever the content of the test.text file is going to be display onto your screen, you are able to be read the content of that particular files. Now then, here is one example is here, one program is here, write a Python program to read the content of the file name test.text. So inf is equal to open the name of the file and mode is rt, print inf.read and inf.close. That means after open the each and every file you need to be closed at the final. So that means here whatever the output of this program, whatever the content of that file, the name of that file is test.text is going to be a display onto your screen. This is the output of your program. Next one is read line methods. Read line method allow you to read a single line from a file. That means if file containing the 10 lines, file having a 10 lines data, but if you use the read line method, only single line is going to be a print onto your desktop, or the single line is going to be your output, not the remaining line is going to be a read. Only a single line is going to be a read. What is the example is here? One example is shown here. Inf is equal to open dtext.t.t print inf.readline in.close. So that means here only a single line introduction to file operation is going to be a output is here. Remaining part of that particular text file is not going to be read. Single line is going to be read. After that, next operation is that read lines method. So read lines method is used to print all the files, all the lines in the file. Following program can illustrate. Look that in the read line method only single line is read, and in a read lines method all the lines or all the contents of that particular file is going to be read. This is the difference between read line and read lines method. So example is given, inf is equal to open d colon text.text, this is the name of the file and the mode is t, print inf.readlines in.close. Here the output of the program is whatever the content of the whole file is going to be shown into your desktop, that is the output of the program. Next one is list method. The list method is used to display the content of the file as a list. Following example is shown here. Inf is equal to open dtest.text rt method print list inf.close. That means all the content of the file are displayed onto your screen in a list format. For this purpose list method is used. So this is sufficient in this for lecture. Remaining part of this unit we will see in the next lecture. Thank you very much.